Hello students, welcome for the next class, fourth. Okay, in the previous class we had learned regarding the acyl radical or acyl group. Okay, how the binding is going to take in this acyl group. Okay, and we will conclude here before going to the dienes. Okay, now next we'll go for 4 carbon. Okay, so butadiene 1,3-butadiene. So 2 carbon we have learned regarding the bonding. Then we have learned the alkynes. Then we have learned the 3 carbon here like this. Okay, CH2 like this. Okay, so this is how we have learned regarding the acyl group. Okay, and nature of binding and structural spectroscopic structure, everything. And before going to this now 4, that is diene, so we will conclude here. So if you see the vibrational frequency. Okay, so in the last class we have learned regarding the in the terms of Armstrong here, of the carbon of the alkenes, how it lengthens or shortens upon binding with the metal. So if you see the vibrational frequency of the free alkenes. Okay, if you see the vibrational frequency of the free alkenes, so it comes to be around 1645 per centimeter. Okay, 1645 per centimeter, this is what 1645 per centimeter, that is vibration of carbon to carbon nu C to C, okay, per centimeter. But when you complex this with you take it as a silver. Okay, this is what one we will represent here. So that is C to H4. Okay, BF4 twice like this. Okay, this is one complex. And if you see upon binding it, the frequency decreases from 1645 to 1584 per centimeter. So this is what. And in our JC salt, so which is that is potassium, okay, platinum, Cl3, C2H4. So this is 1516 somewhat, yeah, per centimeter. This is what. Okay, so initially it is 1645, and upon complexations it depends on the nature of the ligands. Here BF4, it has been there with the silver as the metal ion. Here potassium, platinum is there here. Okay, and our JC salt is there, and here you can see that further decrease will be there in the frequency. So 1584 to 1516 per centimeter. This is how the IR frequency or spectroscopy help us to know the bindings, how it binds. Upon binding, how the changes will take place from the free alkenes to different complexes. Okay, and if you see the chelate capacity also, so we have learned that chelating, is it right? So more and more unstable type of compounds also get stable upon chelation, upon binding with the metal. This is what concept we learned in the class 1 here. And if you go for the order also, so you can see that the free alkenes, somewhat very, which is very simple alkenes, are there, they having the chelate capacity more. So whenever you see big molecule, and in that group if you see a simple such type of molecule, so this has the largest more chelating capacity than compared to this, like this. So then this will have the more capacity to the cis form. Okay, this is well more capacity to chelate, to transform like this. Okay, this is having more chelating capacity to somewhat like this compound, then followed by finally this compound like this. So this is the order of the chelating of the simple olefins. Okay, so whenever you see such type of if there are these 3 type of compound groups in the one compound, so if I want to go for chelation, when you insert the metal into this molecule, so what will happen, the in the molecule where there is simple alkene is present, it will chelate with the metal first like this, followed by this type of molecule, then this type like this. So this is what it means. The order is also very much important, because in some of the competitive examinations they put the molecule such a way that there are two groups here, and they will give the interaction with the metal, and they will ask you where this will go and attack, which will go and attack. So that time there is possibility of this also attack, this also attack. So first preference you have to give for this. Okay, the metal will go and attack for this like this. Okay, so this is how this will help in getting the in the simple mode. Then coming to the triple bond, like I said, in alkynes the same thing. Same, you can draw the, if they ask in the examination, nature of bonding in alkynes, similarly same, this we will draw it here like this. Okay, and you can see that this will have the triple bond will be there here like this, and here there is some like this, you can do it, and here the sigma bond will be there. Similarly what you have to, and this will overlap with this like this, and this will overlap with the here like this like this. Okay, same thing what we have shown in the alkenes. So same type of bonding will be formed in the alkynes like this, same. Okay, so this is called Dewar chart model. So there is a sigma bond here. So here we can see the sigma bond here. So sigma bond electron donation will be there here, this one. Okay, so this is a sigma bond. Okay, in alkynes here, where you can see the electron donation will be there from pi orbital, electron donation from the pi orbital of alkyne, electron donation from the pi orbital of alkynes, so into the empty sigma orbital, into the empty sigma orbital of metal, into the empty sigma orbital of metal. Okay, so there is a filling here, sigma bond. Okay, so where pi orbital, pi electrons of this alkynes is going to fill with the sigma orbital of the metal, forming the sigma bond. And in turn you can see here this one. Okay, so there is a the back donation from d orbital, filled d orbital, that is maybe dzx mode of orbital, which can bind very nicely with this pi star orbital of the alkynes. Okay, pi star, and forming one back donation. So like this you can show the bonding nature in the alkynes. So alkenes, alkynes, and acyl group. So this is how in overall we can show the nature of structure bonding in these three molecules with small spectroscopic variations like an MRIR. So alkenes is most very well we can show this similar to alkynes also. Same procedure you can add to alkynes, put to alkynes. And acyls group is okay. We have shown the nature of bonding very nicely there, and how it is going to affect, how it is going to overlap with the metal orbitals. So that is more than sufficient, and some of the preparations or synthesis of the acyl compounds. Okay, so next we'll go for the dienes. Today we'll go for the new concept, that is dienes. That is means dienes comes means what? 1,3-butadienes. I say 4 now carbons like this, 1, 2, 3, and 4 carbon. This is how is very much important. Now this dienes, as in acyl and this we have seen that may donate 2 electron or 4 electrons, something like that. So these dienes also this act as a 4 electron donor. They are acting as a 4 electron donor, because 4 is there, 1, 2, 3, 4. So definitely 4 electron donor is going to be they can act because of the double dienes. So because you can show that if you want to show, you can show in this way like this. Okay, 1,3-butadiene like this. See here, is it right? So it can bind with here like this, and here too like this, right? So this is how is one type of binding. So 2 plus 2, that is 4 electron donor. So this is what in the cis-wide form. Okay, so this is what in the cis-wide form we can say. So 4 electron donor, it is going to act here. In one more case, you can see that it is going to like this, and it is going to bind with this metal in this way. Okay, it is going to bind in the metal in this way also. Okay, so this is what about the one more type of the binding. And sometimes there is modification of the orbitals also here, where you can see substituents get apart from the, so this is a p orbital here, and they get apart here like this. This is H, this is H. Okay, H, and this is H like this. Okay, and you can see that this is going to bind with the metal like this way. Okay, so apart, the p orbital is going somewhat, so that this will help for the better overlapping of the metal orbital like this, something. So the substituents get apart from this, so this type of like this. So this is how we can see that binding will take place. And most probably this type of binding you can see here. So very cis-wide type of bonding, they are similar to that of Dewar chart analog. So this is similar to Dewar chart analog. Okay, so this is what you can see, where they are going to form like alkenes what we have seen. So this type of bonding we can see, while you can see in this type of bonding. So this type of bonding, 2 sigma bond. So this is also called as sigma 2 bonding. Okay, so sigma 2 or pi bonding. So this type of what we are having, this sigma 2 type of bonding. So they are having some of metallocyclopropane. So this is having metallocyclopropane. Okay, so this type of bonding, this is metallocyclopropane type of is showing, which is very rarely shown by this first one. Okay, so this is very rarely shown in the pure form, like butadiene, butadiene. In some of the, they show intermediate between this. In some of the like butadiene FeCO3, if you see FeCO3, iron tricarbonyl. Okay, butadiene iron tricarbonyl. See, so butadiene iron tricarbonyl. This complex, if you see, so they have the intermediate character between these two. Some of the complex they show the intermediate character with these two, like having this C. If I take it as a C1, C2, C3, C4 like this. Okay, so C1, C2 like this. Okay, like C1, C2, C2, C3, and C3 and C4. Okay, if you see the distance between all this, they are having about the equal distance, 1.46 Armstrong. So this all, okay, 1.46 Armstrong, almost equal distances. Okay, and you can see that C1 and C4, this one C1 and C4. Okay, they are further away from the metal. Okay, so these two are away from the metal. Here this is a metal, they are further away from the metal than the C2 and C3. Okay, C2 and C3 are close, but these two are away from the metal. So this is how the compound butadiene FeCO3, they are going to show the intermediate, okay, character with such type of what you say, the distances between the carbon. Okay, so the distance between the carbon also plays very much important here to note whenever it is going to bind with the metal here. Okay, in some cases this C2C3 is very short and this becomes very long, it goes apart like this. It depends on what the way of the mode of the bonding with the metal and its overlap. Okay, how it gets overlap, and also here it is there, so we'll discuss about this also. So main thing is what is here. So here sigma 2 type of bonding is there, so pi 2 type of bonding is there here, sigma. So this is what the pi 2, sigma 2. This type of bonding will be, we can see in the diene compounds when it binds with the metal ion. Okay, so now if you go for this compound, this compound. So if you go for this compound now, so this one simple 2 sigma bonding compound, it becomes more important here because of as the back donation increases, this one, because metallocyclopropene this is going to show. So as because metallocyclopropene shows wherever there is increase in the back donation. So this type of bonding also is helpful wherever there is a back donation. Okay, strongly back donating nature is there, so you can see this type of bonding. For example, you can take it as a hafnium. Okay, hafnium trimethyl phosphine twice Cl2. Okay, hafnium trimethyl phosphine twice Cl2. This compound, if you see, so which is a D2 system. So this is a D2 system. Okay, they show this type of binding. Okay, so this is going to show this type of bonding. So hafnium is there, so this is, you can take it as a hafnium here. Okay, and the substituents you can see here, at C1 and C4 like this. See, this is the substituent. I have taken C1 and C4. Okay, the substituents, so they are strongly now twisting. So this here I have shown here, the twisting is there here. So around 20 to 30 degree out of plane. So they are going twisting out of plane around 20 to 30 degree. Okay, they twist out of the plane. Okay, these substituents here in this case of the ligand. And why this happens? Because they bend back so strongly, so that the p orbital, whatever the p orbital is, the corresponding p orbital is there, the substituent goes so back that the corresponding this p orbital is there now here, so they can overlap better with the metal orbitals. Okay, so they can they can overlap better with the metal orbitals. So this is how we can show in this compound. See, this is how it correlates. Why this is shown here? Because to show how the orbitals are, how the substituents and orbitals are managing itself for the better overlap of for the metal here. Okay, so that is what we can show very nicely in this case. Okay, now here the C1, C2, C3, C4, if you see distance here, C1, C2, C3, C4 distance, C1, C2 and C3, C4, C1, C2, C3, C4 distance, you can see here it comes to be average, it comes to be an average of 1.46 Armstrong. So in this case, okay, 1.46 Armstrong, which is much larger than C2, C3, C2, C3. So if you take C2, C3, so it comes around 1.40 Armstrong, 1.40 Armstrong, much larger. So this is 1.40 Armstrong, but this two comes in this case of binding, it comes to be 1.46 Armstrong. So this is how we can correlate this one. And you can see that during this type of mode, so what will happen here, C1 and C4 here, C1 and C4, okay, so they come closer to metal. So in this case now you can see this C1, C4, the orbitals are coming closer to metal, definitely, because for very good overlapping to metal, definitely they have to come closer. So C1 and C4 come closer to the metal than the C2, C3. Okay, so this is what you have to understand, C2 and C3. So this is how we have to see that this type of model, this type of binding will be found in the butadienes or dienes. Okay, now if I go for the molecular orbitals, very simple, you can show. So 4 molecular orbitals we can show here. So I will take it as a psi1 here, then you know that this is psi2, then psi3, okay, and psi4, because 4 carbon is there, so you are going to get 4 molecular orbitals. Okay, so psi1 is very lower energy level here, so having this 2 electron here, and if you put this 4 carbon in this way, so you can show the orbital here, 1 2 3 4 exactly. Now you can show the waves here or sign here, minus 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 minus, same sign you can show here. And since the sign is same, what will happen? So they don't have any node here, so that's why this is a heavy very lowest part of the energy having the electrons here. So like this. Now next psi2. Psi2 is what happening here. Also you can show the 2 electron here, carbon here, and you can show that like this. So same thing here. So first you can draw the orbitals here in this way. Okay, and now psi2, you know that there is a one node here, so there will be one node. So one node means you can show here. So when it will come one node here, so you can take it same here. Now here also plus, here also plus. Now you have to take here minus, because you have to generate here also minus. Okay, so only one node you have to generate, other thing you can put here. So plus plus, so then you can put here minus minus, here minus is there, then here plus and plus. So one node is generated here. Okay, so this is your what HOM, homo. So that is what your highest occupied molecular orbital, homo. Okay, so highest occupied molecular orbital. So this is what, okay, frontier, we say it is frontier orbitals. We call it as a frontier orbitals. So frontier orbitals, okay, of butadiene. So this is your frontier orbitals of a frontier, frontier orbitals of the butadiene. Now psi3 means what? It's unoccupied. So this is it doesn't have any of the electrons here. So this orbital is helpful for what now? So this orbital is helpful for back donation. So when back donation takes place from the metal, when this ligand bind, so that electron comes here now, and these electrons are useful for sigma donation. This will donate for the metal. When the binding takes, this ligand will donate this electron to the metal, and from metal it will take from Aba to psi3. And in the psi3 you can see here again, you can draw here like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, 4 orbitals. And in this side you can see there are 2 nodes like this. So one node is here we have shown. Now 2 nodes you have to show in this way. So 2 nodes means again you can generate here. So if you put here minus, it becomes plus. So there is no node, then you can put here plus, and you can put here minus. So like this. Okay, so here plus, here plus is there, minus, here minus is there, plus, and here minus is plus, like this. So 2 nodes are generated here. And finally psi4. So psi4 I have written here, I will draw here. So in psi4 I will draw here, so don't get confused, no space. So psi4. So what will happen? Same thing, you can draw it here in this way, like this, 4 orbitals here. Okay, now in psi4 what will happen? There will be 3 nodes. So as you go up, the energy is increased like this, 3 nodes. Now when 3 nodes is there, here 1 node, so you can generate here. If you go for here minus, so you go for plus here. When plus is there, you go for minus. When minus is there, you go for plus. And you can go for the remaining charges here. So as per this, so this is what, okay. So like this molecular orbital, psi1, psi2, psi3, psi4. So you have to draw here like this. Okay, so this is how you have to show the molecular orbital of the butadiene. Okay, now here frontier orbitals is which orbitals here? So psi2 orbitals. Okay, that psi2, that is called homo. Okay, homo, highest occupied molecular orbital. And this is psi3, what is there? Psi3, so where there is no electrons here, so this we call it as a LUMO. So this is your LUMO, that is lowest unoccupied molecule. This is your lowest unoccupied molecule, and this is more important in bonding. Okay, so this psi3, what happens now? They becomes very important in bonding to the metal here. So that is what the molecular orbital shows here. And you can see here in this case we can see both here depletion. Okay, so there is a depletion of the density here, electron density in psi2. So psi2 electron density will deplete here. So during this bonding, during the bonding here, and this electron is donated to sigma donation to metal, as I said. So this is going to sigma donation to the metal. Okay, psi2. And you can see that whatever the population of the psi3 now, so it get increased. Okay, so whatever the psi3 is there, so here now which is vacant here, the population of the psi3 for back donating, there will be increase now. So here what will happen? Because of the back donation, so electrons comes here, and this goes to here via sigma bond, and this comes here in from the ligand, from the metals to this anti pi orbitals of the ligand, pi star orbitals of the ligand. So what happens, this lengthens the this type of bonding, it lengthens the C1 C2. So here, if I take here C1 and if you take here C2 C3 C4, so when this happens, what will happen? So this will lengthens now. So here what happens, the from the metals, the C1 and C2, so the C1 and C2, the it get lengths. Okay, so this increases, the length of the C1 and C2 increases here during this back donation and all. And you can see that, and the C2 C3 C2 and C3, this shortens. Okay, the distance between C2 C3 will be shortens. Okay, so this is what. And this and why this happens, because of the Site2. Okay, in this Site2. Okay, so this Site2, here mainly we can see that C1 C2, it is an anti-bonding. Okay, anti-bonding type of this one. And C2 C3 C2 C3, so we can see that it is corresponds to Site3, which is a bonding. Okay, back bonding. So Site3, this is an anti-bonding Site2. Okay, this is Site2, and C1 C2 lengthening of this one is formed, and shortening here is formed, and this is because of the Psi3, and this is because of the back bonding. So this shortening of the metal, this we can show. So this is bonding we can show, and this is a anti bonding type of this is going to be observed here. So this is how we can show about the what is say bonding nature of bonding in the butadiene. Okay, so this is what. And usually if any protonation is going to happen, because I told protonation and binding with the metal has to happen, then it will happen at the C1 post. Okay, this is very much important. Okay, because you can see that C2 C3 homo, so highest occupied molecular orbital, they have the highest coefficient. Okay, so this is not so easy. So protonation, if one is going to happen, it happens at the C1, not at the C2 or C3. Okay, this is what you have to keep in the mind. So binding to the metal is usually, so that is what I said, binding to the metal usually it depletes the electrons. Okay, from the HOMO. So they depletes the electron from the HOMO, and you can see that, and it fills the ligand LUMO. So the electron from the metal is going to be filled to the LUMO. So this is what the main mechanism of the in the butadiene happens to be seen. Now if you see the preparation of this butadienes is similar to the alkenes. Okay, now one very important preparation is shown here. So if you take this compound, okay, so one compound having this bromide substituent, and you treat this with FeCO9. Okay, Fe2CO9. So what will happen, this Fe will remove this Br. Okay, so in the form of FeBr2, Fe2CO9, and this will remove this Br, and you are going to find this type of compound here. So like this. Okay, and you can see that here it is going to FeCO3. This type of is going to bind here. So this we can show in this way also, similar like this. Okay, like this, it is binding with FeCO3 this way. Okay, so this gets similar to this way. So like this it binds. Okay, so this is how we can show that binding preparation, how the alkenes, how the butadiene is going to be formed here when treated with the metal here. So this is how one of the synthesis or preparation you can show for in this type of butadiene synthesis. Okay, now if you see the binding of butadiene in transide form, so transide form, because you know there is this type of VP show. So this one type of, even if you put this here and here, so it forms a transide. Cis-side we got, this is a transide. Okay, so transide form, this is one, or we can show this way also. So you can put in this way like this. Okay, transide form. So this is going to bind with metal in this way like this. Okay, and here also you can see in some cases the binding will be like this, double. So two binding. Okay, like this, the two metals will bind in this way. In some case it is going to bind in this way both. Okay, this is a form, it is very rare. So transide form is very rare. So this type of bonding for that in the transide form is very rare. In some of the cases like osmium, okay, tries CO10. Okay, C4H6. Okay, this compound if you take, okay, osmium tries CO10 decacarbonyl. Okay, and C4, that is a butadiene, C4H6. Okay, so if you take in this complex, if you see here, so this type of bonding is going to take place here. Among this So you can see that this osmium is going to bind in this way too, like this. So this is the binding in this complex is seen in this way, like this. So there you can see that the nita2 binding here, and diene is going to bond in this way where the two different osmium center. So here is osmium, here is osmium. So different osmium center, you can see that this is going to bind here. So this is how. And in the case of you can take this as a dicyclopentan zirconium complex. Okay, C4H6 you can see here. Okay, so dicyclopentadiene zirconium butadiene complex. So here the single zirconium is going to bind in this way. So here, so here. So this is your metal. So like this, such type of binding in transite form also we can see in this is very rarest form. But in this type of complexes like triosmium and cyclopentadiene twice zirconium. So in this case you can see the binding here, and here you can zirconium, you can see that the diene is bound to the single zirconium. So here single zirconium, and here in the cage in this such type of complex structure you can see there is a bridging type of binding. So two centers, two different osmium center will be created here. So this is the type of bonding in the butadienes. Okay, in the next class we will go for the another few concepts from this type of bonding. Okay, butadiene, and let me see if I get any some extra things in the this structure and bonding system. We'll add that. Okay, hope you understood this. So we'll go for the next concept in the next video. Thank you.